Warning: YouTube has taken to labeling comments as being offensive, or you have to click here to see the abusive comments, and then 80-90% of the time they're not abusive comments in any way, and I hit approve, and I even reply to people, and then I go back and they're gone. And I've tested this by posting a cut and paste of one of the comments, because I made a video about one, to me from another channel, and got the same treatment. And I may have inadvertently flagged myself by doing a test. That was yesterday, this is today. So, a person posted a bunch of comments today. Some of them were productive, some weren't. When I couldn't find my own reply to the person's comment that I had approved, still can't, I posted, your productive comments have been left up. I was joking about YouTube and Google's assertion about this. Please retry the others. Wasn't necessarily meaning this in a snotty manner towards the person. I don't know why you'd be taking offense to any of my comments. There wasn't anything derogatory towards you in them. I agree. And that matters not an atom to YouTube and Google. Anyway, this is also the person who said duty to flee puts you in more danger. The ruling in law does, because every country, every state, every entity that uses the newspeak duty to flee instead of the real wording duty to flee actually meaning something. They use it as an excuse to punish you for not running away when you had no choice. I said that I don't believe the person is correct on that. Then the person posts this: turning you back to run from someone who could potentially stab, shoot, or harm you in any way always puts you in more danger than standing your ground. Okay, the next comment is going to make me look like an idiot for saying this next part, I'm sure. But I'm going to say it anyway. Not about this person's comments, but about that sentiment. One of the first rules in a knife fight is get away from the fucking knife. It's not to grapple or engage the person. Unless you have learned that exact thing, you have been taught badly or didn't learn anything. And the only people I ever see doing this are people with no experience being attacked. None. Or they believe they shoulda, coulda, woulda been able to fight off. If you've ever been attacked and ran away and felt bad about it, don't. And I gotta wonder about that. Maybe that's happened to this person. As for being shot, getting behind cover or concealment, or both preferably, they are different. Doing a tactical retreat to where you have some distance so it makes it harder to be shot. Not holding still. I'm not sure that the person's saying that. But this seems like a person saying that in any way, any kind of harm, you should always stand your ground. Doesn't make sense. Now, I'm not reading any context in this because this is lacking context, just like saying duty to flee should exist as an axiom. It isn't, because it depends on the situation. What I'm talking about is if you have the option to successfully escape, do so. But I see some people, and this seems to be a person like it, who seems to, again, I'm not reading the next comment. It's going to make me sound like an idiot. I'm taking this comment by comment, almost like a person's trolling me here. Standing your ground is a bad idea unless it's a good idea. When it's a good idea, it's because it's the only option. And I am not a stand your ground kind of person that you see typically posted on the net. Oh, I'm going to defend my house against home invaders. Okay, home invasion rule number 1, no death. How do we make death impossible? Get everybody out of the building. Well, I'm going to stand my ground. Are you removing your child from a firefight? And if anybody's curious, I've actually taught people on this. What are you going to do? Well, I'll stand right here and shoot. Where's the kid? What does that matter? And then I looked at his wife and said, divorce him or shoot him in the balls. With a paintball gun they were holding. She shot him in the balls until he screamed, okay, I'll make sure I know where the kid is. Where's the kid? I don't know. She shot him in the balls until he figured out where the kid was. Your most precious asset in the building, you don't know where it is. Now, this isn't some made-up scenario. This is me explaining to you. I don't care about a pile of guns I've got in the gun safe. If someone steals it, if I don't have it insured, I'll make more, because my guns, if I own a gun, it's going to be made by me for less than $50. I don't learn to make a fucking gun. Okay, I can teach you to shoot, but if I teach you to make a gun, you'll be armed for life, including the bullets, the primers, propellant. Do you understand where I'm going here? And yes, YouTube has literally banned exactly what I want to do videos on. And then I got a person wanting me to tell them how to resize 28 gauge to fit into some weird muzzleloader instead of just build a fucking muzzleloader. Ironically, I can put up a video on how to make muzzleloaders. I have, but we'll continue. Turning your back to run from someone. Well, don't turn your back. Next, if they're in striking distance with a knife, you can't run. I'm sorry, but this sounds like a person's, at this point, creating a scenario where they can win an argument on the net, but I don't know. Or they're inexperienced. As I said, I don't know if I said it to this person, but I said it to someone with another comment I can't find. I typed in literally a verbatim copy of my comment because I can remember most of it. Can't find it? YouTube erased me and them. No, it's not censorship. It's just, if you're watching, whoever I responded to, I do apologize, but I can't do shit about this. Wow, I thought it was bad before. Anyway, does anybody know of an alternative to YouTube that doesn't suck? I'm not kidding. Next, usually when a firearm is used in self-defense, it depends on seconds and in short distances. Yes, I know, I did an entire video about how you're supposed to train for 5 feet, then 10 feet, because 21 feet seems unreasonable these days, because a bunch of shootings keep happening at short range. If you have enough time to, or are far enough away to run to avoid the situation, your life wasn't in danger in the first place. I agree with this mostly, but again, there's always a mitigating circumstance. But yes, as an axiomatic statement, yes, that's good. Also, carrying a firearm isn't about being cocky or emboldened to do things you normally wouldn't do. It's about the right to self-defense. No. Carrying a firearm isn't about the right to self-defense. Oh, I said something that might trigger somebody. I'm doing this deliberately. Let's do a devil's advocate. I actually agree with this person, but let's say this. Carrying a firearm, why would you do so? Because you feel your life is in danger? That's how some cities do it. New York wants you to have a real reason. And the cops can't get there fast enough. Intimidation factor. Or scaring someone away. That's the real reason most people actually try to get a gun. If you talk to them. In almost every case. Very few of them actually say it's for self-defense as defined. Especially the ones that expend a lot of effort talking about how they almost fantasize about shooting somebody. I'm not talking about NRA whack job gun owners. I'm talking about the average guy next door that just happens to have a pistol. And I have to say that it is a pain in the ass to carry a gun, and I don't like doing it, and I don't do it, but I have for a job and other reasons. It's weird when you go camping, you really do need to carry a firearm. You do. It has to make noise and it has to make something leave you alone. I recommend a 45, sorry. I like 45s. They do the job. But a 12 gauge is so much better. And a flare gun, well, it's dumb, but it does work. Once. But anyway. If a firearm doesn't make you feel safer in any situation, you aren't very experienced with firearms. Or you found out that you're in a situation that it wouldn't help. If a firearm doesn't make you feel safer in any situation, there are going to be situations where it doesn't make you feel safer because nothing that makes you scared or unsure is going to be solved with a gun. As I've said, I've never been in a situation in my life personally, I'm happy to say this, well, really, mostly anyway, where a gun would have done any good. I've gotten good at making sure that I make it through everything. No one's going to remember 5 years from now if you literally scream, "I'm a bleeder," and run from a fist fight, which I've done. I'm not a bleeder, but I screamed that. Mostly because it made everybody else laugh, because it was a current joke. I've gotten out of these things by doing that. If I was dealing with a drug lord, I wouldn't be able to do that. Saying someone's not experienced with firearms because the gun doesn't make them feel safer, I would say the opposite. The more experience I have with weapons, the less I think that they would save my ass. I'm sorry. But seriously, 45s are awesome. Their ability to take out the argument. Shooting at the ground when an animal's chasing you. They turn around. I'm sorry. And if they don't, you just make sure you're aiming towards them. If you miss them, they'll run away. If they don't, it's rabid. Shoot it. You'd be amazed how dangerous a bunny rabbit can be. Anyway, I never saw that other person's comment. I know. It was on another video, I think. But thank you very much for hearing it. But that was another person's comment. I posted it to you because it was a better retort than I could, which is, duty to flee does not put you in more danger. That's too generalized. It also, duty to flee will take you out of danger is also a generic comment, and I shouldn't have made that if you perceived that from me. Everything's different. Everything's a situation. I understand that. Next. Yeah, I said that some of what you said makes it sound, this person, makes it sound as if you're immature and don't have a lot of experience. And then you give me this one where it's pretty much chapter and verse correct. We have a difference of opinion on something. This is normal. And we don't communicate this in the comment sections very well. All of us are dumb at this. Humans didn't evolve to type on a keyboard, ugga bugga, and get things right. And if I took what you said wrong, then I'm wrong. I'm not going to blame the system. And yeah, I approved your comment and it's gone, and I posted a comment back. By the way, I got to point out one of the big parts of this. It's not the unfairness of YouTube censoring us. I've had people post genuinely abusive comments to me, posted a really good retort, gone back to archive it, and it's missing. My little trophy's gone because I got their goat by calling one. No, really, I'm getting a little tired of this. Does anybody else run into this problem? YouTube censors are perfectly good arguments. But thank you for your comment, and your comment, usually when a firearm is used, will be the top of the video. Cut. And I'll amend the comment. Your productive comments have been left up if YouTube says so. Please retry the others. And yeah, I could have actually hit delete in anger. I don't do that because, to be blunt, if somebody says something I'm angry about, I should either reply to it or not. Deleting it doesn't do much good. And yes, if anybody's curious, I have regularly deleted people to keep them from posting rants and being angry with people, especially other people. Yeah, I can take it, but I don't want anybody else doing it. And then they come back later and they're being totally nice. One of them, I made a video about. He posted a completely cogent statement. He stopped ranting. He spent literally 4 years haranguing me because I made his favorite YouTube channel look bad by debunking their bullshit conspiracy theory about aliens. No, that literally is what caused it, probably. I mean, I'll never really know. People who are being angry towards me almost never explain. On the other hand, we get this. This person's saying things that I think are too general, but then again, I'm saying the same thing back. And we've had a productive conversation in probably the worst format on earth, YouTube. So if you're watching and you've gotten to the end of this video, I'm not ranting at you. I'm frustrated with YouTube and Google. And in essence, they've caused a problem for you and I. But yeah, it does seem like you lack some experience in one area or another, and maybe you're immature in one area or another, and I'm totally the picture of maturity over here. I don't take myself very seriously, even if I act like it. If I act like I'm taking myself seriously, it's a joke. But thank you for your comment, and yes, your productive comments that YouTube let me leave up have been left up. Please retry the others. I don't know how we're going to do this. What the hell do we have to do to get... The comments the person left could be, if an AI was really screwed up, be interpreted as being abusive towards me. That's the definition, right? And as he says, it wasn't directed at me. I'm at a loss, and I'm sorry. But thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments and your patience. And wish us all luck on this stupid platform that memory holes our words.